Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. We are back with the movie review this time as well. It's none other than Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah.
So yeah, Shreyang, your first views, man. First thoughts on the movie.
Oh,
Start with you.
what a ride. I mean, uh, it's such a culmination point where, it satisfies all your aspirations and everything. Whatever you had hoped for and, been through all this journey, like from the first Spider-Man series with Tobey Maguire in it, from there to this Tom Holland one, it was fantastic. What a way to sum up everything. And it was just
Yeah.
beautiful to see this multiple universe coming together. I know,
And yeah, guys,
sorry,
yeah, before we go forward, this is a spoiler included review. So we are hoping that you guys have watched it. Obviously, the first weekend is done, so we're hoping
yeah.
that you watched it. In case you haven't, you can go back, watch the movie, and come back to the review again.
Hmm.
And yeah, like you mentioned, this was needed, in a very tough times. It's been tough times in the last couple of years. So
Uh,
a movie like this, which brings all the ingredients of nostalgia, great villains, great actors coming together. It was much needed. It was very entertaining. Yeah,
oh,
what's your
yeah.
say on that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, uh, where do I start from? It was like there were so many good points, good start. I mean, everything was, you know, almost, perfected. Every aspect of the movie was perfected. Like maybe the choice of actors involved, maybe let it be the background score, let it be the effects, visual effects, let it be the human relations
Mm,
point of it, the emotions that was included in the movie. It was all a beautiful sight because the way it came through as a full picture, it was beautiful because sometimes what happens is a lot of movies come with great actors and everything, but there's something that lacks. But this movie hit that sweet spot, because generally superhero movies are not very huge on human relations, human emotions aspect of it. But then this movie had that perfect blend of everything, and it was just a spectacle. That
yeah,
much I can say because
like
it
I
was a
said
spectacle.
earlier, it was very entertaining, but it is by no means I've seen people will call it the best Spider-Man movie. It is not.
Mm,
I'll have to
it is,
still
yeah.
still agree on Spider-Man 2 being the best Spider-Man movie, considering its
Uh,
time and the CGI
yeah.
used, just the music, in fact,
Mm,
the Hindi OST of Spider-Man 2 itself had great songs. I remember I
yeah.
listened to those songs. So yeah, it is nowhere a masterpiece, or you could go and call as a best
Best
Spider-Man movie.
Spider-Man
It
movie.
is
Yeah.
fan service at its peak.
It is,
I didn't even, to be honest, I didn't even bother to check the director was. What he did was basically listen to whatever fans wanted.
mm,
Marvel said, "Okay, go ahead. This is we have to milk money. It's been tough." He just sequenced everything, and he sequenced it very nicely. It didn't look
yeah.
like it was forced into.
Shabby.
Yeah, it was like
Forced.
exactly like forced or shabby. He did sequence whatever we wanted. There was just memes, I am something of a scientist myself.
Scientist. That was.
Everything came together. It was such a joy. It actually felt like Rohit Shetty directing that movie. Like he offers all sorts of masala, and also it has cars flying also. So there's that a comparison.
Rohit Shetty
Yeah,
aspect of it. Yeah.
I'll have to say Tom Holland has improved so much. I've seen him before Spider-Man Ventures as well. He's a good actor,
Mhm,
but here he
mhm.
really does his job. But then Andrew comes and steals the show for me, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Blind.
because you saw the movie just for a day ahead of me, you were
Yeah.
always like, there's one guy who will really impress you. I was thinking, will it be Toby? Because Toby has been a
Well,
fantastic
Willem Dafoe
Spider-Man
is a
villain.
given.
But
He's
Willem
incapable of
Dafoe,
acting
oh
back.
my
Yeah.
God. Exactly. As that one of the review that you had posted that said that Willem Dafoe, whatever he gets, wherever he gets, he's just that
He smashes it.
that guy will just make it magnificent. That whatever role he has, he'll just make it so good. So I mean, that was beautiful. But as you said, Tom Holland's character, he hit its peak. Like his acting hit
Exactly.
its peak. Because it was mature, it was more expressive. Everything was on point with Tom Holland because we saw in Homecoming and Civil War where he was that childish, kiddish version of
Hmm.
Spider-Man, and the character development of Peter Parker in that particular franchise was beautiful, and you know it was a treat, man. Come on, for us,
Yeah,
for
for
fans like
especially
us, it is
90s
like a
kids,
treat because
absolutely. Like I
yeah,
mentioned, remember we've talked about it. If keep the technical aspect of the movie aside, may be good or bad, this will smash the box office, and it's been doing
exactly.
that.
It's
And
doing that 100%.
in fact, it has lived up to my expectation. I didn't expect it to be a masterpiece, like I mentioned.
Mm,
Wonderful cinema. It is not, but it
mm.
caters to what the people expected of it,
Yeah,
and
I
it
mean
does.
that you know, uh, every time fans have these absurd level of expectations every time, isn't it? Like you remember, they want this to happen, they want that to happen.
Hmm.
The director was, he had a same head on his. He heard all the parties involved, be it the franchise that is Sony and Marvel. He also heard the character, the character storyline that was
Hmm.
necessary. He also saw how the fans also needed something, and he made sure that everything came together beautifully, and that is why I love that each and every character's popping time in the movie was also, it was really good. It's like nobody got the screen time, like, oh, he had the highest screen time because he's a
Yeah,
good
yeah, I
actor.
felt that it
No, it
was
was more like
especially.
it was a progression. Whatever linear progression was required of for the movie, it went that way, and that is why I feel it's kind of a special, because it's not easy. Remember, having such huge star cast
Yeah,
and
it's
you
very
try and get them involved
easy to get
in the
messy.
movie. It is easy to get messy, but then to have that same head and try and keep it according to the story and the storyline progression, that was really good, and I really enjoyed so many performances, be it the characters acting, be it the characters involved in
Everybody acted
storytelling.
well. The villain,
Everybody
then
acted
there's
well.
Alfred Molina. He owns a Doc Ock.
Yeah.
I can't
Oh
see
yeah.
him playing Doc Ock. Even
Exactly.
Jamie Foxx, brilliant. Everybody acted. There's no complaint with acting at all. But
Mm,
only I felt it could have been other was the fight sequence with all Spider-Mans coming together. It should have
mm,
been
mm, mm.
in broad daylight.
Yeah, a bit. Yeah.
You felt that
But
too.
then, generally villains work in the night. So maybe that is what the director was
Maybe
looking
of
for.
that sense,
Like
but
all the villains have to
if
be in
you
the night.
go back to Spider-Man's or OG Spider-Man or even the Amazing
Yeah.
Spider-Man, all those best
Mhm.
sequences were in broad daylight. Him
Within the
flying
broad daylight.
around. In fact, Amazing Spider-Man has the best sequence where Spider-Man flies around. I still remember
Exactly.
that angle.
Yeah,
Beautiful, beautiful.
and especially in Amazing Spider-Man, the first-person view of from the Spider-Man's
Yes,
view,
yes, that's what I said.
that has been
That's what I
captured
mean.
really
Yes,
well. Those
really well.
sequences I really enjoyed.
It's
Exactly, I understand.
yeah, it's
That
because
was really good. But then probably they had a lot on
and
their
also,
plates.
they couldn't shoot in a broad daylight, considering how they had to keep the
Exactly.
entire secret. So that makes
I
sense
mean,
why it was a lot of CGI involved in a black and a green screen, that is.
yeah,
And also going forward, I in fact love how the movie ended. There's no
hmm,
Iron Man, there's no fancy suit. It's just Spider-Man. Just goes to
yeah,
show how it all started with Toby and Andrew Spider-Man as well. He's all
yeah,
alone by
yeah.
himself. And you remember
Hmm.
he said he would pay the rent on time. We just
Yeah, it hit you back
before,
on
yeah,
the Toby's
Toby's,
timeline of
yeah, even
Spider-Man.
the
It was like
apartment,
the apartment. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Correct. So it
everything.
really brought that nostalgic feeling was there, right? I mean, he just hit all those sweet spot, and for fans who have known these minute details, have seen this minute detail so many times. So when we see that in this movie coming together in this movie, and I also loved the aspect that, and in the end, he is the actual Spider-Man, like without any of those Iron Man shenanigans in
Exactly,
it.
exactly. That's what
He comes down to that particular suit where he designs himself, and he comes out of the building very swinging, right? So I actually love that, because in the end they want to show that with the human aspect of it,
that's
he's
how it
that
is.
plain
Yeah.
old Spider-Man that we love, like the plain old
Because he
Spider-Man that
keeps
we
on
have seen.
fighting dark villains. In the end, it'll come back biting to him, and it
Yeah,
has happened in the OG Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man. Now
yeah,
it's happened to him. His aunt is dead. He's all alone by
yeah.
himself. But he's Spider-Man. He somehow
Mm,
manages to
manages.
hang out. Yeah. So he
Yeah,
does that. It's beautiful. Tom Holland's expression just fabulous in that.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
crazy good.
I love
And
that coffee house sequence also in the
yeah,
end,
and
when
then
Zendaya
well,
and everybody is so he is just the way. I mean, to comprehend that scene, it is so difficult for suddenly you know someone all your life and they don't know you, that
hmm.
your existence uh, about your existence anymore. That pain, whatever Tom Holland had in his face, the expressions and
Yeah,
the
it's
sequence
crazy
was
good.
really brilliant. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed
And also,
that aspect of it.
I loved it for a fact that they even after the entry of Toby and Andrew, they still gave the spotlight to Tom.
Tom. Yeah,
Yeah, he wasn't
yeah,
like he was. It wasn't like he was sidelined. He was still the
yeah,
main guy because it's his movie, it's his universe.
yeah.
So that made.
Yeah, that sequence, it was almost like Toby was the eldest brother,
Yeah,
Andrew was the middle one, and this guy was the last one, where he was getting all the attention, where how the last members of the siblings get the highest attention. It was almost the same way, where eldest one was always preaching. Toby was preaching. You remember he told, "I felt like I feel like a pastor right now." So he
yeah,
tells in the movie, elder pastor. So that sequence was good because again, credits to director because to distribute whatever screen time and everything when such huge cast, such star cast is involved, is a challenge, and he executed that brilliant.
very really. My only complaint of sort was again the dialogues. Dialogues could have been better, I guess.
Yeah,
Especially when you compare to the original Spider-Man. Just
first Spider-Man,
great
yeah, with
dialogues,
Tobey,
great. And
yeah,
also the delivery of that.
evergreen.
Yeah, exactly. Delivery of this Aunt May and Tom Holland Spider-Man. The delivery of with great power comes great
Power comes.
responsibility.
Even I was disappointed with
No,
that. Actually,
right,
it did not
right.
hit me.
Exactly.
Remember when Uncle Ben in the previous versions of
Uh,
both the versions, it was there was a little bit of power and
Power and essence,
faith
there's
in it.
emotion.
Yeah,
Just didn't.
they also was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did not hit me maybe because they altered with that line also. They it did not come with great responsibility comes great this thing with great powers come great. It was something middle. They added another word. It was not this own plain line, isn't it?
No, I think it
Or
was
I
same.
did I heard it?
Even
It was same.
despite, even though had they added another line, just the
Mm-hmm.
entire delivery or the entire dialogue between the two characters didn't feel organic to me.
Mm-hmm.
Just didn't feel that. But
Yeah.
yeah, like you mentioned, they have to special. You can't just forget Benedict. Dude. He is a
Oh,
master. He
I
his
mean, it's almost like can this guy go wrong? Can this guy
Yeah,
go
he's
any wrong in any point of the movie? It was like his acting is I don't know,
his
like
acting has always been great, but they say right, he owns this character, so he owns Doctor Strange. You again can't see
yeah,
somebody else playing that, and
somebody
going
exactly.
you
Yeah,
can't see
we
somebody
can't
else.
go beyond that point.
Yeah, he's just
Just like how Iron Man, we are not ready to go beyond Robert Downey Jr. right now because
exactly.
of that. Then those characters, you remember with Batman also, Christian Bale owned that character.
Hmm.
When we talk about Batman, it's Christian Bale in our
Right,
head.
exactly,
So,
exactly.
so it's same way Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch has owned that character, and I'm really excited for the multiverse of madness that will be.
Madness, and
I think that will be another
considering
spectacle.
first of all, the entire premise and the synopsis is great, and then you have Sam Raimi coming back and directing it.
Yeah,
He's a
exactly.
wonderful horror movie director. He's a proven
Mm,
movie director. So I've
mm,
got a lot of hopes and a lot of anticipation for that movie. The teaser
mm.
what they put in the last, post credit also said the
Was good.
same. It looks good. Going forward,
Yeah.
MCU is
Yeah,
really.
another thing, now the director and the Marvel are thinking about, now they have these cameos have been successful in No Way Home, right? So what they're doing is they're going to try and include these cameos in Multiverse of Madness. They're still
Multiverse
reshooting
also.
itself.
Oh
They're also
yeah.
doing that itself. Yeah, just
Oh.
I read it today or yesterday. I read it that they loved the cameos appearances in No Way Home. It was such a brilliant hit that they're going to introduce that in Multiverse of Madness, where
Money,
certain characters
money,
will come back. So
money.
imagine
I hope it
multiverse.
doesn't.
Yeah,
It doesn't
exactly.
ruin their. Sam Raimi is a good again. Is a good director.
Apparently, Chris Evans will have two characters in Multiverse of Madness itself.
Oh yeah.
Chris Evans, yeah, two characters. He'll reprise two characters
Oh,
probably. So
how can he reprise?
excited
What
for
is
that
he
film.
replying? Fantastic
No,
Four.
because they're opening. No, they're opening
Oh,
multiverse of
multiverse.
madness, right?
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
multiverse. So in our universe, this guy is dead. Sorry, he is given up Captain America. So now it is the Falcon,
Oh,
the Shield. So now what they're doing is they'll reprise because they are opening up a lot of portals, right?
portals.
Multiverse
Yes, yes,
will
yes.
open up. So there's a Dark
Doctor
Doctor Strange
Strange. Yes,
coming. He'll be the opposite number.
fifth
So
or something.
maybe in that way itself, somehow they'll try and reprise Chris Evans's characters also.
A lot of
I
interesting
think
things going ahead.
exactly.
It is doing great. The MCU is doing great, but this movie is doing great. But also, we'll have to, initial thing, everything which started this fans crazy urge to make a live action multiverse movie was Into the Spider-Verse, the animation movie.
Oh, that was beautiful. To be
Beautiful.
honest,
Actually, it is one of the top three Spider-Man movies ever made. It has to
for
be.
same here, exactly. Spidey into the Spider Verse. I don't know. When I saw, I was not really up for it. Okay, when it first came out, I was like,
Even me, I
animated
didn't.
movie.
Yes,
I was like, the
animation.
trailer
How
opened, so
how hard can
okay.
you how
I was like, yeah,
yeah
Miles Morales,
yes, Miles
that kind of
Morales.
that character. So I was thinking, really, will it be good? But when I saw it and the way it involved a lot of Spider-Man and everything, I was
Beautiful, like
really surprised.
emotional connect
Yeah,
was great.
yeah.
Despite it being an animated
And
movie, great soundtrack,
soundtracks also, the soundtracks, beautiful
great
soundtracks.
soundtracks.
That Sunflower song is still one of my favorites. Like
Yeah, Post
I
Malone,
have
yeah.
it on my the music list where I hear
Great
often.
soundtracks, and also showing to the world that anybody could be a spider, could be
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
exactly.
Color
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
matter. And from
Stanley
there,
says
yeah,
that.
Stanley says that as well. So from there, the entire you could say the entire fans craze to start this live action multiverse started. Also, this guy, what's his name, Boss Logic,
Yeah, yeah.
he used to make posters on that. I still remember
Posters.
all man-made posters.
I guess from that point itself, I right, each one of us started closely following Boss Logic also. I guess
Yes,
because of those edits itself. When engineering we used to talk about it.
it
So
was
Boss
even
Logic
before the
was, I
release
guess,
of, if my memory serves right, he did posters even before the release of Spider-Man, the previous one, Far From Home.
Far From Home. Yeah,
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 he
yeah.
was
It was well
posters.
before that. Yeah,
Hmm.
he was doing it from since the Avengers Age of Ultron time, I guess. I'm not sure. 2016, 17 onwards is the time when we talked about him.
Yeah,
So
so he started
that's what I
making
remember.
posters. I still remember it, and then to actually the to for the for to the studio to listen to the fans and give what they want.
Yeah, yeah,
Just fabulous. Have to
yeah.
be
It takes a lot of
noted.
open-mindedness, actually.
Yeah,
Like that's what I
but
sometimes I don't
it
get
was
about
a sure
DC.
shot hit. In terms of money making, definitely I told you nostalgia would be a main factor, so
Mm,
people would watch it.
yeah,
But then
yeah.
again, it takes a lot of, like you said, a lot of,
Execution, yeah.
yeah, to go and
Execution, openness, keenness, and
hmm,
everything. No, like people can just throw in characters and try and make money, but then
yeah,
it never really hits that sweet spot every time. So to hit that mark is special, and that is where I feel Marvel is beating DC at.
they
DC,
are
which
good.
starts getting more on open and everything, and rather than banking on certain restrictions before everything comes out.
And
So
also,
hopefully,
I read this comment somewhere on YouTube. He says like this is a Pushpa movie, right? So he says
hmm,
this movie is gonna beat Spider-Man or something. They're like Spider-Man, no, Spider-Man is great. So somebody else says Spider-Man is great. No, there's no way it can beat. So there's this guy who's this comment. It actually makes a lot of sense. He says,
hmm,
"अरे भाई इस मूवी अगर करण जौहर भी डायरेक्ट किया होता तो ये फिर भी हिट हो जाता." The Spider-Man movie. So
yeah, yeah,
irrespective
hmm,
of who directed, it would have
yeah,
still, and also in India's love for Spider-Man, it has
yeah,
2.5 years, 2.5 decades of history with India when
yeah,
Spider-Man
exactly.
came. So it
I
was
remember, yeah, I remember the dubbed version of the first Toby Spider version of
mm,
Spider-Man. They ran such a hit that I used to literally star gold every time I switch on in the weekends or in the weekdays. I used to see Spider-Man running. Yeah, be it in the Hindi dubbed version.
yeah.
Still, those the weight of the dialogues in Hindi also
Yes,
was
exactly.
magnificent.
Chemistry is just crazy
Yeah,
good, just crazy good. So with
yeah.
that kind of a history, Pushpa was not gonna beat
Come on.
Spider-Man. People were just
Yeah,
gonna watch it, and it did happen. Bad, you
yeah.
wouldn't say bad timing. Any movie, pitched up against Spider-Man would
Such
have
a
really
huge
struggled. Yeah,
worldwide release one.
really
It's
struggled
beautiful.
because there were a lot of history, a lot of connections, a lot of people involved.
Mm,
So yeah, Indian it did serve up what we expected of it. Really
correct.
glad. And yeah, you wanted to say what was your best part of the movie. Let's talk about
Yeah.
theatrical experience.
Oh, my theatrical experience, if you ask, it was not that great because
Yeah,
I had poor 3D shows here in this thing. So, but whatever I was served up, I really enjoyed because there were few sequences because obviously we're big William Dafoe fans. Like we have
Yeah,
spoken about his
and
acting and
also,
his love for acting.
yeah, I'd like to interrupt here, guys. There's this movie
Yeah,
called as Lighthouse. It is,
yeah. Oh,
yeah, it is a
Robert Pattinson. Yeah,
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 horror. It has Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. It is a horror thriller sort of a movie. I wouldn't, say this is not for all. It is very
yeah,
subjective when it comes to liking a cinema. So it's cool if you do not like it, but you'll have to watch it for the performance of Willem Dafoe. That guy has gone mental. He's gone absolutely. He's been robbed of
yeah.
Oscars that
Oscar,
year.
Oscar for that.
He's
Yeah.
gone mental with his acting. You guys have to watch it. Yeah,
I exactly that movie. I mean, for movie fans, especially for subjective to your liking of the
liking,
genre,
yeah, genres,
yeah, you will love that character
performance.
and his acting performances in that movie. It was amazing, and that movie was uh, where I changed my opinion on Robert Pattinson too. He also changed a lot of opinions that
Yes,
due
yes,
to that
yes, yes. He was insane too.
exactly.
Just to imagine, guys, just two guys in an entire movie. It's in some deserted lighthouse.
Yeah,
They have to
Lighthouse
make the movie work. Script has to be really strong. Direction has to be really strong. It is, and
performance has to be good.
performances exactly. Performance is strong. So yeah, I really urge you to guys watch this movie whenever you're free. And yeah, you want to add something before we end up?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. A lot of Willem Dafoe and the
Hmm.
performances, and I love the Andrew's redemption scene. That was one of
Oh
the
yeah.
the moments of the movie because that redemption scene and the expression of him,
He's
making
another hell of
sure
an
that how
actor.
he felt exactly. That guy is. I don't understand why he doesn't do a lot of movies.
Slow movie,
I
exactly.
really don't. To be honest, he's a actor that deserves a lot of movies, but maybe uh, that is why he does very few little movies so that he has this effect on people when they watch him on the screen. I actually loved his Spider-Man's emotions that he shows in the
He's
Amazing
a
Spider-Man also in the both the
hell of an
movies.
actor. He will to come back to a role that he's played many many years ago and just start from where he left off. It just shows the love he has for the art and
Yeah,
the love he has for this particular role. And
yeah.
talking about great actors, recently our boy Jake had his birthday. Wish you a very
Ah,
very
yeah,
happy
yeah.
birthday.
Hey, happy birthday, legend. I mean,
He's a modern day
I
legend,
mean,
man.
Vicky is such a huge fan, and the way he introduced me to Jake Gyllenhaal during my engineering days, I just don't know how do I thank
Remember,
that.
we kept on
Thank
watching
him.
week after week. There's this new movie up.
Exactly.
He's like, there's this comment as well. He's the CEO of thriller movies.
Exactly. I mean, it was almost like we were served up for all the Jake Gyllenhaal movies that he had done. All of them were either drama, thrillers, or whatever. His acting was amazing. I mean,
Amazing.
that guy is one of the best actors, and it's sad that people still call him as the guy who played villain in
Yeah,
Far
miss
From Home. It
you.
is just what a shame. Yeah,
Really, it's a real shame actually.
what a
But
shame. I
then,
mean,
yeah, guys. On that note, hope you guys have watched the movie, and if you're watching this till here, the video obviously must have watched it. Hopeful that
uh,
you guys enjoyed it too. So yeah, looking forward to all these great movies coming up ahead.
yeah.
And yeah, as usual, thanks for joining, man. Thanks for sharing your
Hey,
experience on
pleasure,
this.
dude. I mean, it's always nice to chat to someone about movies who share the same experience and
Yeah.
same enthusiasm about it. And it's just two guys talking about movies. And if you guys enjoy it, please like, share, and subscribe to
Yeah, and
the
also if you
channel
guys want
if
to
it doesn't.
add something that we've missed or any other thing, what was your best part in the movie or what which you
Yeah.
didn't like, leave it in the comment section as usual. And yeah, like you mentioned, if you like our content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. As usual, thanks
Yes.
for joining again. Bye, guys. Take care.
Always a pleasure, dude. Chalo, see you.